Hey, what's up? Today we're talking about how to remove third-party collections from your credit report. I'm talking about medical, utility, apartment, car insurance. If there's a third-party collection and you don't know how to remove it, then this is the validation of debt method. Now, I actually posted this video a long time ago, a couple of years ago. Obviously, I've been doing this since 2017 on YouTube alone, and it actually took off, but it got a lot of people's panties in bunches because they didn't understand that there's very specific things with the validation of debt that you shouldn't be doing. And I'm going to give you that, but make sure that you stay to the end of this video because I'm actually going to give you the key to removing them with the collectors and with the bureaus. As you can see, letter 3 is the key and letter 3 is the key. So watch to the end and you're going to know exactly what to do. And you can also check out the description for the link to get this series. All right, so let's get right to this. First thing that you need to know is that removing third-party collections is probably the easiest type of account that you could possibly remove in dispute, right? I mean, if you're looking at third party versus debt buyer versus, charge off, obviously third party is going to be the easiest, okay? And out of third party, medical is going to be easier than apartments, easier than car insurance, and easier than utilities, okay? So if you have medical, then this is definitely the process that you want to use to remove them. But what you don't want to use this on is going to be debt buyer collections, especially those within the statute of limitations, because just as I explained in this video, you're putting yourself in legal jeopardy by saying, hey, here I am, sue me, I'm making money now, I'm trying to, change my life, and you don't want to do that, all right? So what you want to do is send out this 4-letter series. Most of my clients never actually get to letter 4 because we implement this process as well as our complaints, but some people do when they're doing it themselves or they just incorrectly jump to letter 4. Okay, so letter 1 is the validation of debt. It's very straightforward. I don't have to explain that. Letter 2, there's 2A for if they respond, and letter 2B if they do not respond. Now, if they do respond, they're going to give you some sort of BS statement or something. Hey, here's your proof. Obviously, it's not going to be real proof, and so you're just going to move on after that to letter 3. If they do not respond, you're also going to go to letter 3 where this is the key. Now, make sure you watch to the end of the video because I'm going to explain the difference between the key over here and the key over here and timing. It's super, 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 super imperative, all right? So they're required to enter the notice of dispute. They are not going to enter it. 9 times out of 10, they're not going to, and that is why this works. Letter 4, you're probably not going to have to utilize it. It's where you actually go to the court, you're going to file against them, send a copy of it with your letter. Now, here's the deal. You're also disputing with the bureaus, but there's a huge difference. You're not sending out a template. You're not sending in a validation of debt request. What you're doing is on letter 1, you're actually going to say, hey, this is unknown. You're unable to verify it. You just need to remove it. I have no idea what this is. You're actually placing the burden of proof on them as per Cushman versus TransUnion from 1997, where Congress stated that the bureaus actually have to do some sort of actual investigation instead of just going based on the data furnisher saying it's verified, okay? So letter 2 is where you say, hey, they either did respond but didn't give me actual proof, so where's the proof that they gave you, or they didn't respond at all. So it's basically estoppel by silence, right? They're agreeing with you by not responding, because if they did have proof, they would have responded. Very simple, straightforward, and common sense, right? So here's letter 3. Again, the key, the notice of dispute. But there's something very, very important, a bit of a caveat here. You're actually going to dispute with the collector first, and on the 30th day when they do not enter that notice of dispute, and now you have proof, report 1 and report 2, you're actually going to now send out letter 1 to the bureaus. The reason behind this is very, very, very important. If you dispute with the bureaus at the same time or the bureaus first, they are like 80 times more likely to enter that notice. So you don't want to give them more leverage. They already have all the leverage that they possibly could need. So do not give them any more. So on that 30th day, send out letter 1. And then obviously letter 2 is going to be on the 60th day, so on and so forth, right? So with the bureaus, it is FCRA 623 where it states that they're required to enter the notice of dispute versus the FDCPA with the collector, okay? But the key to removing these is exactly the same. Now with the bureaus, on or starting with letter 4, that is where we are using factual-based disputes if this method did not work. And if you know anything about my channel, you know that I'm the queen of factual disputes. Otherwise, you would not be here watching this video either. All right, so I have 800 other videos that explain and break down exactly how to use factual-based disputes to remove things such as collections, charge-offs, repos, and all of that. Just remember, don't use this on debt buyer collectors like Portfolio, Midland, Second Round, so on and so forth, all right? So if you have questions about this, post it down in the comments, smash the like, share this with someone else who needs it. And if you want me to take over your file and do this for you, then head over to my740.com, schedule a call with me, and I'll see if I can help. Now, the very last thing that I want to say before I go is that I'm actually coming out with the Georgia Experiment Project, and it's going to be dropping sometime this week. What that is basically where I explain why credit repair is illegal in Georgia and your options if you live in Georgia and you either didn't know that it was illegal or you've been trying to fix your credit and it just has not been working, all right? So I do have a notification list that you can actually join down in the description. And if this is just something where you're interested in seeing it, well, then make sure that you are subscribed and get notifications to my channel so that you'll know exactly when it drops, all right? So anywho, that is it for today. This was how to remove collections, third-party collections specifically, from your credit report using the validation of debt process. And again, this was video 1. All right, so that is it for today. Have a great one, and I will see you tomorrow.